Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Motheral. I'm an API and functional testing specialist here at Parasoft. And today I'm excited to break down a powerful approach that's changing the way teams test software, AI-powered test impact analysis, or TIA. So let's dive in. What exactly is TIA and how does it help teams save time and increase their test velocity? Having worked with Parasoft's customers for over 7 years now, I know the impact this can have on testing cycles. We have had numerous customers report 90% accelerations in test cycle time, which is incredibly impactful, especially when you think about how much faster they're getting feedback to development. So let's break it down. Now, the purpose of test impact analysis is to optimize your testing efforts by automatically detecting test cases affected by modified code. This allows you to identify and rerun only the tests that are affected by your changes. Test impact analysis does this by building a mapping between tests and the source code they cover. Coverage data is collected by running tests, either directly in your IDE or in a CI or a nightly job. If you have multiple test runs, coverage data is combined to build a complete mapping. Test impact analysis then looks for and identifies code changes based on source control data, and it builds a final list of impacted test cases. Now, since this list of impacted test cases is much smaller than your full regression suite, running just those tests will be much faster, and you're still able to validate all of that modified application code. Parasoft provides comprehensive test impact analysis, or TIA, support across the software development lifecycle. For Java applications, test impact analysis is available both in the IDE as live unit testing and in CI pipelines to streamline unit test executions. Unit testing for .NET applications is also supported in the CI pipeline. Now, on the functional testing side, Parasoft brings test impact analysis to integration, API, and end-to-end web UI testing through its tools like SOA Test and Selenic. But Parasoft's TIA can also work with any third-party test automation framework, as long as your application under test is written in Java or .NET. Even manual testers can benefit from test impact analysis, receiving clear, targeted lists of test cases to run each sprint based on recent code changes. This helps teams to validate updates more efficiently while maintaining their test coverage for Java and .NET applications. Parasoft support for test impact analysis even extends to microservices environments, where one of the major challenges that slows test velocity and feedback is knowing exactly which tests to run to ensure code modifications have not impacted downstream microservices. This enables testers to know exactly which tests they need to execute, enabling them to easily validate the impacted code changes in sprint versus waiting for a full regression run to complete. So let's take a moment to look at what test impact analysis looks like in the wild. On the left here, you see a trend graph of a full regression test suite run from one of our projects internally. We have over 4,000 test cases associated to this project. Now on the right, we see how many tests were run with each build when test impact analysis was turned on. We're intelligently running the subset of tests necessary to validate the code changes in that build. If you notice on the y-axis on the graph on the right, there's a 0 missing. So we've gone from running anywhere from 4,000 to 4,500 test cases each build to usually running about 50 to 75 test cases, focusing on those test cases that correlate to those recent code changes. Not only does this speed up that feedback loop to development for in-sprint automated testing, but you can also consider the infrastructure cost savings by not running your entire regression test suite every time a change occurs. Now, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about test impact analysis, I recommend requesting a demo today to see test impact analysis in action and to experience the impact this can have on your test cycles.